Buying a house is intimidating. It's Brad, the mortgage guy here, and I hear that all the time. In fact, that's the number one reason people just don't pick up the phone to try to get themselves pre-approved to get out there to buy a house. They're intimidated. They don't know if they have the proper employment history. They don't know if they have enough money in the bank. They don't know if they have the credit history. Honestly, there's a lot of different reasons each person has that they are intimidated about. So I'm hoping to maybe distill some of the myths out there and maybe some of the intimidation, take that out of it so you pick up the phone and you call and we can help you out and get you into a home. So I think the first thing I should say is this, is that if you're talking to the right loan officer, they are not telling you no. They should never be telling you no. No, you can't buy a home. No, your credit's not good enough. No, you don't have the income. They should be telling you how. Right? They should be giving you a roadmap of how to get there. Maybe you can't do it today, but maybe you can next month or next year. Maybe it's not quite as long as a year, maybe it's somewhere in between, but the roadmap should be clear. What you need to do to get there and how long it's going to take to get there. The first thing your loan officer is going to do when they're talking through pre-approval is we're going to talk through your goals. Where do you want to live? How much money do you want to put out of pocket? How much money do you want to spend per month? What's your budget? The goals could be you might have a lot of money saved, but maybe you got 50 grand in the bank, but you only want to spend 5,000 of it to buy a house. That's perfectly okay if that's your goal. Maybe you've got far less than that. Maybe you've got far more than that. Whatever your goal is what you're going to convey to your loan officer when you're looking to buy a house. So that's going to be step one, is your goal. Step two is going to be the qualification part. We're going to look at the credit. We're going to look at the income. We're going to look at employment history, assets. Those things are important to the transaction. Income being how much can we afford? Assets, what do we have available to purchase a house? For down payment, for closing costs, is there any down payment assistance programs out there available for you? And also your credit. What's your credit score? What's your credit history? We're going to look through that. And again, not say no, but say how. If any of those things don't line up, we're going to talk through how you're going to make them line up. Now, you might be thinking, well, what kind of documentation do I need for the pre-approval process? There's a couple categories of people where having some documentation up front is going to be necessary, where, for instance, somebody who's self-employed. If somebody who's self-employed, you are going to fill out your information for your loan officer, give them all of your details, but then it's going to be really important for you to get us 2 years of federal tax returns, all pages, all schedules, business and personal. For those of you out there who have variable income, maybe you're, I don't know, a nurse and you work per diem. Maybe you have a factory job and your hours vary up and down. Maybe you have overtime, that goes up and down, or bonuses or commissioned income. That's not the same every single week. For those people, it'll be really helpful to have 3 pay stubs. One is going to be your most recent pay stub, and then the next is going to be the very last pay stub of the prior 2 years. Almost everybody has an online system they can log on to. If they can't, they can go to their HR department and grab this, but the last pay stub from the very last 2 years. So let's say you were paid December 27th. The actual pay date is December 27th. That's the one we want, because unlike a W-2, which shows us how much money you earned total through the year, that pay stub breaks out your base pay, your overtime, your commissions, your bonuses, all of those things, and having the most recent and the last 2 years will help us determine what your actual income is. So for those 2 categories of people, self-employed and people with varying pay, super important to have that information up front. For the vast majority where you're working a straight 40 hours, a straight hourly pay, or you've got a salary, yes, we'll need to collect those documents, but for the initial conversation, you don't necessarily have to have those immediately. So my suggestion to you is to start with a phone call. Hey, my information's down below. Reach out to me. I'd love to help. Pick up the phone. I'm going to guide you through what information we're going to need right on the phone. And then once all that's been provided, the last part is where we're going to review. We're going to get you out there shopping for a house with eyes wide open so you know exactly what to expect. You know how much that monthly payment is going to be. You know how much money you're going to need to spend out of pocket. All of those things, talk through your goals. We're going to talk through now the actual, what we're able to get you approved for, what programs you qualify for. If your credit, maybe it's good enough for a loan, but we could improve it a little bit and get you into better loans. We're going to talk through that even. We're going to talk through everything so you're out there shopping knowing exactly what's going on. Again, this should not be intimidating for you. A no is not the answer you're looking for. Obviously, nobody likes to hear no. If your loan officer is telling you no, they're doing you a disservice. They should be telling you how. How can you do it? Because if they tell you no today, you didn't stop wanting to buy a house today. You want to know, how can I get there? And that's what a good loan officer should do for you, help you create that roadmap and get you into a house. So intimidating, yeah, I hear it all the time, but it shouldn't be. If you want to talk through buying a house, all my information's down in the bio. Call, text, email, however you want to reach out. We are here to help. We're here to help you see how you can get into a house this year. Reach out. We're here to help.